Hi, I am Kendall Rawls, Director of Development with the Rawls Group, Business Succession Planners, here to welcome you to How to Create Control Over Your Future series. Political and social pressures continue to impact propane, gas, and oil business owners. As Marty Kirshner, a partner with Gray shares, to compete into the future, it is essential first to ensure an industry still exists in the future. In this episode, Champ Rawls, a succession planner with the Rawls Group, Marty Kirshner, partner with Gray, Doug Woosnam, Managing Director with Cetane Associates, and our very own succession planner, Clayton Lachelet, discusses how to get your employees and community involved so your business can thrive into the future.
You know, the buzzword for the day, I think, has been planning, but it is the work that's involved in it. And I think that the business owners in this space, I think the obvious things that could be said right now is understand your politics, understand the environment. I was just with a group again last week who was talking about their business plan and their mission statement and everything, and they noticed it didn't include anything on climate and the environment. And they're a company who is in oil and gas, but they're also in energy, and it was so good for them to understand we're selling to customers. We got to be selling that we are, it is oil and gas that we're selling. But if we don't get that in the changing political tides here or the social, that if we're not, the environmentally safe things for energy that we can do, we're missing the boat because somebody else is doing it. So to me, that was, and we had gone through a full strategic planning session, and, it came out of that. The other thing that I would say is, you have got to be flexible and you got to be creative, because we've touched on it before. If you're going to just stick to one product line or service, that is going to die off. You have got to be able to diversify, in my opinion, and understand multiple lines of revenue in the space you're in to survive.
Yeah, and I'm going to take it back even a step further, just because we're talking about the energy space. I think, I'm just thinking from a geopolitical standpoint. First of all, the industry needs to band together to fight the political battle. I think there's too much reliance on a small subset of businesses and organizations that are fighting this battle. And there's a lot of people on the sidelines that are just waiting for everyone else to do the dirty work for them. And that's not a good approach if you want to thrive in the future. We all know what's going on. We read the news. We see everything. So that's the biggest thing for me. In order to compete and thrive in the future, there needs to be a future, first of all, to compete in and thrive in. And once you've gotten past that, it goes back to some of the things we've talked about. And then I've said, diversifying products and really embracing change, embracing the work culture. Doug kind of said it. I mean, I hate to say it right now, but we're living in kind of a world right now where the employees have a lot more power than ownership does. And you need to adapt to that, because you can either fight it and lose people and lose business, or you can embrace it and figure out ways to be innovative and make that just part of the future if that's the trend that we're going in. I think too often, and I found this, my own organization, the people above me, they had a different path to get to where they were than I did. And theirs might have been harder than mine was, or different than mine. Maybe mine was more transparent. And so it was hard for them to embrace. And now I'm dealing with that with the next level of employees that have come in who want to know way more than I ever got to know. And I'm trying to say, well, all right, this is just how it is, and I need to embrace it if we want to continue to succeed. So it's accepting things for what they are and not trying to fight it.
This kind of touches on things that both Champ and Marty have said, but I think there needs to be a deeper understanding of your market, the products that you're providing, and the customer attitude towards those products and services. I've been a big believer in focus groups, and I think they play an important part in us truly understanding not just who we are, but who we need to be successful in the future. And then touching on what particularly Champ said, every owner needs to become involved in the political process. From where I've been sitting, they've always depended on their association or someone else to do it. We're in a political environment today in certain areas that it doesn't matter how great a business plan you have if if in the political environment they make a choice that you will no longer be able to sell and install new heating equipment, that's fueled by natural gas, propane, or heating oil, your plan doesn't matter. So every owner needs to reach out to their local representative, senator, and their federal elected officials as well, to deliver a message to them of who you are, what you do, and why you're critical to the future. You just can't sit back now and hope that someone else does it for you.
Yeah, totally agree, Doug. And going back to both what you said and both Marty and Champ as well, communicating to your employees as well that they're capable of helping in this political process. We used to have, and a previous employer used to have regular briefings on the state of the political environment, because we're working with the upstream side of the industry and getting them to understand, hey, if these policies and this administration does these things, it will impact you. So kind of getting a grassroots effort from the employee side as well to contact their congressman and communicate those issues, and understand that if everyone is, marching lockstep together to communicate those issues to their representatives, it can help, direct policy as well. And understanding the impact of administrative decisions is huge to driving change. So
I was just going to say, I would add, I think that I think it's what you had said earlier, Doug, that it's it's the mind shift of no longer the entrepreneurial driver of the business, but it is now working on the business to take it to the next generation, whether that's through the sale. But to your point, if you don't advocate for yourself, there may not even be an industry for you to work in. And it takes effort. It's stepping out of comfort zone, but it's essential especially in this space, to ensure that, there's a private business owner that has an opportunity to work in the energy space in 10 years.
Working on your business and leaning on expert advisory guidance allows you to create more control over the future you envision. By proactively addressing possible, probable, and potential issues, you create many options at your fingertips. Do you have a question you want to discuss with an expert? Feel free to reach out directly to Doug, Clayton, Marty, or Champ at the email addresses listed on the screen. This is only one out of our 7-episode series focused on creating control over your future. Keep listening to the series now or come back for more. Each topic featured may want you to learn something new. Creating control over your future is a part of the Rawls Group's Advancing Your Business, People, and Legacy conversation series.